That's how I like it.
Yeah.
Honk. Boom! We are off
Lincoln got canceled. Honka honka.
with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, back from the mobile jiggle joint. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
In my mind, I never left.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later.
We got it today.
Dude, I've been so busy.
Oh, Daddy had a day.
Daddy had a weekend.
Go on.
If you're bored, just remember, we have a whole gaggle of episodes. Go back, listen, rate, review, subscribe, do all the things. We want to grow our audience. We're having fun. And just remember, the next time that you're in a bathroom and you see a janitor cleaning up some piss, tell him, listen to this podcast because he doesn't have the best life. And we would like if he loved us, but we love if he hates us.
So what's with you and piss on the floor? Oh, tough day.
That sign.
Promo, the janitor, the whole bit.
The promo janitor are related. That's where I get my ideas from. I'm trying to come up with a new one every time, and I'm not really keeping track, so I might double up at some point.
Yeah, piss on the floor. It's all good.
We got it.
Wolfman got involved.
Great episode planned for today. But before we get into it, Zach, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
I guess it's been enough weeks that it is the back of the fridge brewery, but I got from the Five Boroughs again, summer ale. It's no longer summer. I need fall ale, but I'm not into that pumpkin Bill Burr stuff. I know, you're just pumpkin it up. Just all over the face. What are you drinking there, Gunner?
Speaking of all over the face, the Ravens almost blew another one, and you know who's almost
All for say. Hi guys from Richmond. Cool. What's in Richmond? I'm in Delaware.
That song that was super popular over the summer, Richmond from Richmond.
I never heard it.
It was really popular, but anyway, Tanta is babysitting because her daughter is in Belgium.
Ooh, what's she doing in Belgium? Which daughter?
The older one, the
nicer,
the fun one. No, Shelby's kind of better. Representing the 21224 Monument City Brewing. This is so great because it's my favorite Orioles shirt. I wore it this past weekend.
Wait, the 212, that's my neighbor. That's
No, you fuck. The zip code is 21224, which is Baltimore. Simply AJ. Look at that fucking can.
AJ Burnett?
That's Adam Jones.
Oh.
Blowing the bubble.
Yeah. Cool. What happened to him?
He retired. He made his money and he played another year in Arizona to make some money, and that was that.
Does he just hang out in Baltimore, or is
he makes a lot of appearances? It's a shame Julia never got to know Adam Jones. He was the best. The pie in the face. He was the life of the team. He was. If Gunner was more fun, that's what Adam Jones was.
Or better.
I don't know about that. This is called Ballpark IPA, 6% alcohol by volume. It doesn't have anything about it written on, but the can is fucking amazing. Monument City Brewing Company. Holla at your boy.
Monument City, huh?
Release the Kraken.
It's released. Oh, so how about those O's?
What about them? What about them? They're doing okay. Yeah.
Whatever, you're in the playoffs. I was fighting for our fucking life over here, and it's not going well. But I was at hat day on Saturday, so that's fun. Winter hats. It was 112 degrees. We look like gnomes.
That picture that you sent me was live at that moment when we were going back and forth with middle fingers?
Yeah. I literally said, Jenna, take this right now.
I didn't know that. I thought that was stock footage. I'm very impressed.
No, in the moment. We were both at a game. You said middle fingers. Your kid gave the pinky.
He doesn't really know how to do it, and I was getting the big no-no.
How old is he?
Like 8-ish?
How the hell does he know how to do it?
His mother got so upset that one time that we did a middle finger, and Julia was like, please do not do this. I'm like, fine, I'll do the double bird.
She doesn't find it funny either, by the way.
Well, she's Mrs. Personality, who ruined my night, by the way. Seattle Josh in town for the night says, hey, want to go to Orioles Yankees tonight? He's a diehard Yankees fan. I'm like, Julia's going out the one time this month. I can't. I'm so in a bad place.
Out of your mind? You take Milo with you. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Oh my God, he is sound asleep right now.
What?
That's
he
why
doesn't have a little plaque first game.
He's got a little something.
Oh, fine, but he doesn't have a little first game plaque. Zoe's got one from the Mets and Jets. They give them to you. It's free.
We're going to wait until he's a little older before we do that.
Spoken like a true asshole, as they say enough. Having get more. No, take them. It's fun. The best was when we took Zoe. You put her in the baby Bjorn, so like facing forward, so wherever you look, she looks. It's foul ball come right to her. It's hit you in the face or the chest, hit them in the face.
I took my nephew to the game this past Saturday where Julie and I have been watching all the games. So I said, you know what, let me buy some good seats. And I was doing the math looking on the app. And I thought to myself, like, we could sit in the lower section in row 18, 19, or sit in the front row of that lower section. But that's where that like walkway is. So you'd have nobody in front of you, which I was like, you know what, I think that might be the better way to go. So that way little guy doesn't have anybody in front of him. Well, I've never done this before. And I thought, why not? We're going to have something in front of us. I said, let's print out some Ks and see if Cade Povich can throw some Ks today. So we kept track with the Scotch tape, the Ks, the backwards Ks, everything. Meanwhile, halfway into it, he goes, I can't see. So I had to move all of them over because you have to keep them in order for the game. The whole time, all he's talking about is a fucking ball. It's all it's like, well, do you think if the foul ball comes here, do you think if we go a foul ball there? I'm like, listen, Bryce, it's once in a lifetime, dude. Like, honestly, I hope this is a good game, but the chance of getting anything, it's just not going to happen.
He got one?
We're sitting there.
Player throwing to you doesn't count.
Huh?
Player throwing it to you doesn't count. Foul ball, organic. Tell the story.
He's 8 years old. The usher comes over and says, hey, whose artwork is this? And I said, it's mine. He asked Bryce, is this your first game? I said, well, it's his first game with me. And then he looks up and I said, he gives them the ball, which I'm sharing the screen right now. I think you can see this, right, Zach? For people, I'm going to be posting this on my Instagram. It's the Alan Snyder. I don't promote that as much.
A kid who looks super happy and then a kid holding a ball.
I'm the super happy one, I think, right there. But I said to him, I said, oh my God, is this from a game? And the usher said, no, it's from batting practice. I said, did Gunnar Henderson hit it? As I'm winking, he goes, yeah, I think that's who hit it. And meanwhile, dude, he's sitting there the rest of the game, pig and shit happy. It was the best.
Zoe would have known that. Zoe would have, man, I want Alonzo to come and give this thing to me. Meanwhile, we saw his second to last game.
It had scuffs all over it because, you know, the batting practice balls are balls from the previous day.
Sure. Or 4 years ago. The previous day. They're just... Because you could have said Cal Ripken, junior or senior. I don't give a shit. Hit this ball.
Senior never played for the team. He was just a manager.
Tony Tarasco's ball.
That would also be great. Meanwhile, he starts playing with the ball.
Mike Bordick, Melvin. I want a Melvin Muller right now.
That would be you and I sharing some love. Next thing you know, the ball rolls out of his hands onto the floor. And I'm like, oh my God, no. He grabs it. I said, dude, put the ball away. And maybe I'm paraphrasing, but episode 248. Calling this one?
Do not squeeze my balls. By the way, balls plural. Meanwhile, we sat, so for our game, we sat front row in the sort of upper deck, like right behind the plate. So we're in foul ball territory. The guys next to us talking, I go, dude, you're not getting a ball. The ball is going to not even come. I've got a force field around me, and it's not even coming close. Like, come on, man.
The name of this episode is an inside joke that only a couple people know. Joe Babe would get it. But in our dodgeball days, there was a ref who he talked like this. Everything had to sound like this. He would read the rules, and he'd always say to you, do not squeeze my balls.
He's like Gilbert Godfrey repping your games.
He was this short little dude. The weird part was he played softball, got into a fist fight with the captain of my other softball team.
With the big guy? That guy who
nobody you know, like a different one altogether. Where I remember, like, the pot was brewing, and there is a dime on third base because it's co-ed. And I turned to her, I go, "Hey, if this thing breaks off, you want to just pretend like we're fighting?" And she's like, "Yeah, okay, sure." Didn't happen, but like you knew punches were going to be thrown at some point.
Did he get thrown out? Because I've been thrown out.
Well, the weird part was, yes, both of them were ejected. The game was stopped. Then the game was restarted because it was, I think, a playoff game or playoff implications. Both of them were not allowed to be there. My manager pulls a Bobby Valentine and shows up in sunglasses and a mustache to watch the game from the outfield. I'm like, dude, it's high arc recreational co-ed softball. What do you do?
Whatever. I was told I couldn't sit in the dugout, and I went out of my mind. I just sat on the other side of the fence, and I was just chirping at the guy.
In timeout.
Yeah. I said, "Do I have to go home?" He goes, "I didn't say that," and I was out of my mind, seeing red.
Zach, we got a lot to get through this episode, so moving on. Want to eat some jerk? Get some Quirk.
Sure, let's dance. Okay, let's do this thing. Just opening with this, and I'm afflicted as well. I truly am. Hot people are complaining about the horrible experiences of being good looking. It's not easy for them. It's just not easy. Being gorgeous doesn't necessarily come with perks, many say online.
False.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's me, and I can only assume a model.
Wait, are you on the right or the left in that picture?
Both. Yeah, apparently they get unwanted attention and harassment from others. I would kill to be catcalled at a construction site. No one's whistling at me or grabbing my ass.
As somebody who has gone to an area of the world where prostitution is legal, it gets awkward because when they start catcalling you, it's just constantly they're like cockroaches. It's not good.
Seems amazing.
Nah.
Hey, listen, you there, nice ass. You'd love it.
Except then you got to realize you got to pay for it. It's not for me.
Well, right, but they don't have to because they're good looking. Not us.
Excuse
like
me.
Us to pay for it.
Never.
Never? There's got to be somebody. Kathy Ireland today shows up. I don't know. Who else is a relevant hot girl?
No. I would give arms, body parts. Yeah,
right,
stop
exactly. So there is a number and a limit. Pam Anderson?
Kathy Ireland in in Necessary Roughness or Kathy Ireland today?
Both. You're not landing either one of them. Kathy Ireland today is selling like couches and making all the money. So you got no shot.
Terrible.
Yeah, so there's that. They don't have it easy. Okay. New footage suggests, you got me here, there may be 2 Loch Ness monsters. Not a coincidence. It's not their twin. I think they seem to be an item. But yes, at the Area Lock Bed and Breakfast on Loch's North Shore, there is footage of both of them doing their thing. So 2 Nessies.
You got to give one of them a name. You can't be Loch Ness Monsters.
I guess it's Nessie and Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly.
Yeah. New video shows Chandler Jones, like when they broke into his apartment, phoned a friend. The ultimate heat check name drop. He tried calling Tom Brady.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be his brother.
No,
I thought it was gonna be. It's very sad every time I hear about Chandler Jones because he has made so much more money than his younger brother. John Jones is an all-time best GOAT ever of MMA UFC. Probably will never be touched just because of the way the sport is now. His older brother beats the hell out of him and has made infinitely more money.
John Jones made more than Chandler?
No, other way around. And the other one has a ring.
Nevertheless, this guy, when he's being confronted by the cops, is trying to call Tom Brady. It's just like his ultimate name drop. That's insane.
That was one of the cooler things I saw during COVID when there was a Zoom and they would get somebody famous on the Zoom and then that person then had to say, who's the most famous person you know? Until it escalated. I think somebody got Mark Sanchez, which was decent enough.
I saw him at not Wolfgang's, one of those steakhouses when he was relevant. Him, 1 table, 2 bombshells. Unbelievable. Del Frisco's, 2 girls on his arm. Like, come on.
What do you do? How does that work if I go out with 2 girls? And so you middle, right?
He's middling, and the steak was there. I went to the upstairs bathroom.
And then, so what do? You turn to one and talk, and then you turn to the other one. How does that work?
I assume they're just both giving you an HJ under the table. They're just skiing down there.
They're playing the baseball bat game all the way to the top?
Exactly. And the one up top has to deal with it. Ew, we've derailed. What are we doing? Are you familiar with Howe Caverns?
No.
See, yes, you do. You know Howe Caverns. It's a thing. Anyway, nudists are going to Howe Caverns in droves. She's there, so great. I know. It's
just
not
like
good.
A cow.
Cow Caverns. Hi, waka waka, as you said to what's this nuts? So apparently there's a birthday suit celebration. It only seems to be her though. So I have to do some more research. Is she just walking around the cavern naked? And if you see her, it's there she is.
But you're an 80-year-old man. She's a 25, right?
What?
Like at some point, she's smoking hot.
Oh, I'm 80. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I'm 65, I'm going for her. What's the difference? New video shows 8-year-old girl driving herself to Target.
Heard about this. Hit a mailbox on the way, and I heard she was going to Starbucks, but maybe it's a Starbucks.
Target. Like,
hit
if I'm
a
stealing
mailbox.
my parents' car, I'm not going to Target. I'm better than that.
Where are you going? Mobile Jiggle Joint comes to you.
That's true. I'm honestly where I'm going. I'm probably driving to Atlanta to see this shit game that they're losing 5-0. How does this happen? How does an 8-year-old get the keys? How does it? None of it makes any sense.
There's a lot of how do they see over the steering wheel? How do they know the pedals? It's strange.
It's like Toonces, the driving cat. Just Knuckles. Just barreling down the highway. Yeah. So, Chinese zoo. This has got to be on your list. This has got to be a battleship.
I have some very high-level submarines this week. A lot. And I'm very worried.
We all knew about the pandas. You ready?
I talked about the pandas. Go on.
The painted dogs? Zoogoers in China have been left outraged after discovering the so-called pandas that they were cooing over were just painted dogs. They were duped visitors. That's a panda? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's not even close. That looks like a white Pomeranian that got into some black paint.
It is. They're just painting dogs. Not even...
That's not as bad as there was a whole scandal maybe like a year ago. There are some type of bears that are very skinny, and when they stand up, they look extremely human. And I saw a video of it, and people were like, those are not bears. Those are humans in costumes. Like, come on, guys.
Saw that. NYC COVID advisor. Did you see this? Eric Adams, COVID advisor.
I want to know about the rat police. That thing. I want a T-shirt.
They've got that. You got to do the work. You can't. It's just sweat equity.
Well, do the work means I said something racist, and I have to do some research.
No, do the work means you've got to go kill some rats.
I won't.
You won't.
My rat count is, I think, one. One of them lost a tail in my house.
I'd kill some mice. I'll Zelda help, but no, not a rat.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, NYC COVID advisor brags and secret recording about drug-fueled sex parties mid-pandemic. Quote, I had to be sneaky.
Wow.
So this guy who was telling us, Dr. Jay Varma, I've probably seen him on the news. He's a health specialist. He was, during this, we're all locked down and masked up and having no sex, which is the same as without the mask and without the lockdown. But this guy is having sex parties. They call it the Mug Club. Look at this guy. He's having sex parties? That guy? Oh, damn it. Him? It's like a Groucho Marx character.
No, that has to be mid. He was making a talk.
This is O-Face?
Oh, ow.
I mean, this would have me just enraged. American Airlines. So you've already got me with anything airlines. Flight suddenly turns around after 5 hours.
Oh.
Zero explanation. 9 hours later, quote, we're back in Dallas. So maybe Josh was on it, which would be
Where are
phenomenal.
they flying 5 hours to that they're not there?
Mid-air. That they just...
And they don't land somewhere else?
They were going to South Korea. Fine. From Texas, which that's a man's flight right there. That's a solid flight from Dallas to Seoul. No stops. Let's go. But 5 hours in, just go right back to Dallas.
But why?
No
what
explanation.
Happened?
Nothing.
And we'll never know.
No, they said nothing about it. It just happened. That just sucks. Yeah, so there's that. And now this one, we're all over these stories. And this is, if you could give me now one job, and I don't know what it pays. It almost doesn't matter. UFOologist.
No, ufologist. There's not two O's.
You're right, ufologist. Honestly, the way you read it, it's ufologist.
Ufology.
Ufology. Fufitis. What is that word to you? Ufologist.
You made me too. Like ufologist.
So the Fufitis. Okay. So as Walken would say, the ufologist claims outer space stuff has been flying around the Earth for decades. Thousands have been contacted. Now, the hat alone, UFO magazine and the glasses.
No,
I want all of it. I want everything he's got.
Was that Joe Biden? Who was that in that picture?
It's Bill Bimes.
Bill Biden.
Yeah, Bill Bimes is a ufologist with a PhD from NYU.
In what? In nothing?
A PhD in NYU. It just doesn't say. It just says Matt.
You know,
he's an ufologist. I study UFOs. I research unconventional aircraft engineering from a planet not ours.
I have a friend.
I want in. How do I get in the club?
One of my buddies, he thinks that a theological degree is least relevant as UFOs. He's like, a degree in studying aliens is more real than seminary school. I'm like, okay.
Seminary school?
Yeah, Alexander Seaman School.
Yeah. Okay, I want in. How do I be an ufologist? If I could do it all again.
It's your story. Really? That's what you're going back and doing?
Maybe. Why not? Is there any money in it?
I don't know. What are you hitting?
I'm hitting stuff.
You sound like this.
Maybe it's a UFO. Maybe it's out there. Yeah, maybe. I'll be like Mulder.
You know, that was Julia's COVID project, was to get through the X-Files. She got like season 2 midway. She's like, I can't do it anymore.
It's so mediocre. And it doesn't age well. Like, they're all the same. Again, the whole thing is just watching the two of them get there, and it's a will they, won't they. Like, if they don't show up, it's on. All right, you go now.
Hey, Zach, what you watching?
So we're like partially into 1,000 shows. I don't know where to start.
Because none of them are good enough to keep going.
Well, they're all good enough to keep going, but they don't drop anymore. So it's like old school TV.
Yeah, we're back. We're full circle.
Yeah. So like we've got Only Murders tonight. We're done with this fun program. We're into that one. We've got Slow Horses. We've now started season 5 of Yellowstone because we're all caught up with stuff. It's fine. We just did one episode. I also am watching the D. Reynolds show, the Sweet D show.
That'll be canceled soon. You're stupid.
Yeah. So we thought it'd be funny. High potential. Essentially, it is a crime drama with some humor and her. It should just be Poker Face. Tell me who did it and see how Sweet D gets there. That's the show. But she doesn't.
She's getting work because of her husband, who's now blown up even bigger, if that was possible.
Yeah. And she is funny, and she is good. She was great in Curb as Cheryl's sister.
Yeah.
Terrific. So, look, she's a funny actress.
Okay.
We give it a shot. We'll probably give it one more. I don't know. It's fine.
She had another show that got canceled. Who cares?
That was funny. The Mick. Okay. Oh, no, it was funny. That one was dirty, though, at least. This one's clean. That's fine. We didn't get to your Sopranos doc. Well, we will, because it does seem good.
It's better than good. But anyways.
All right, what are you watching?
Nothing. But I want to show you my rhythm.
Are you electric sliding?
No. My algorithm. I think I have figured out what the internet figured out about me. If the video says I'm going to hell for laughing at this, if the video is, oh my god, don't ever show anybody else that, those are my videos.
Yeah, that's our key demo.
It's coming up because October is starting. There was a video online where the person posted like, oh my god, I'm going to hell for this, and it was 2 old ladies who clearly have bad hips walking down the street, waddling back and forth, and they put the Thriller song on. It was just bom 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 bom. Like, it coordinated with the beat as they're walking.
Internet is undefeated.
I'm dying. I'm watching like this. Terrible.
It's good.
But I have a really good Hippanonymous. I'm working with this really, really polite, super sweet guy. Him and his wife actually come in at the same time, and they're great. He is the most PC, polite person I've ever met in my life. And he turns to me the other day, and we're talking about our weekends, and he says, oh, I was watching a lot of Me Too TV this past weekend. And I said, I'm sorry, what? He goes, it's like all the old reruns. And I'm thinking, of who? He goes, it's MASH, and it's got Laverne and Shirley. So I now Google it, and it was Me TV. It's some station that they have here. But it only made me think, Zach, Me Too TV, you just start putting on anything that
all the canceled stuff.
Tell me that wouldn't make money.
It's like Spike TV, but better.
Anything that Harvey Weinstein produced, give me all the R. Kelly music, and can we please talk about Puff Daddy? Please, we made it this far. Here's my thoughts. Did you hear how much oil that they found in that guy's house? I was thinking, I can't believe Puff Daddy did it. This was all one big thing for Kwanzaa. He was going to light the biggest menorah ever and just to celebrate Kwanzaa this year.
I highly doubt he knows what Kwanzaa is. Me Too TV. So, then you got that 70s show on because Danny Masterson is all kinds of handsy.
Start doing the math on this, dude. You're like,
it was James Franco, wasn't it? Or was the other Franco?
James Franco.
Right. So great. So all of his stuff is in play.
Or you know that people get canceled. Like people get canceled for a hot
Cosby
minute
Show, you can't miss.
because there are a lot of things that are out there right now that we could buy pennies on the dollar because nobody's coming near the Cosby Show these days. And we put this on one station, Me Too TV.
I'm in. EP. We have to change our names. I mean, it's Chest Rockwell at this point. It's like
Max Power, absolutely.
Yeah, right. You could be Max Power. Yeah, you got to be absolutely anonymous.
Pishadoo of the week. I got a lot of candidates.
Let's get for that.
Well, you did reference the shirt, but I want to just show you my beautiful Gunnar Henderson. These were the giveaways at the stadium. There is no Chevrolet.
Nothing?
There is nothing. It is a regular
zero.
It is, look.
That's pretty good. We got the hats. They were good hats, but they're not. But there's a tiny little thing, but it's a very small logo from Guardian. But I like the hat, the gnome hat that Zoe and I got.
Here's the problem. I get there early enough to make sure we'll get the shirts. Would you like a medium or an extra large? I said, no, a large, please. They go, we don't have that. I'm like,
yeah,
seriously? So I get the medium, and then we go to the next gate where I've done this before, and sometimes they run out of your size. The other gate has, and the lady goes, medium or extra large? I said, no, like, you don't make large. She goes, no, when we do the giveaways, those are your choices. And I am a large. Like, this is, so I end up getting the XL. I am swimming in this thing.
Yeah, so I did that at Milwaukee for a great Brewers shirt. It fit me for the game. One washing, right. It's a hand puppet. I got the medium.
So I got the medium, switched it for the extra large.
But this shirt is terrific.
I've already washed this twice. It's still massive on me. So I need to get fatter, or it is what it is.
Yeah.
It might work really well for the World Series over a sweatshirt. That's what I'm thinking.
I thought you were wearing an Old Bay inflatable thing.
Say I won't.
Yeah, those shorts.
Candidate number 2, Ovechkin in his 800th year is coming back again because he'll break the record. They show his jersey the other day. They're going back with you remember the old Screaming Eagle hockey, the Capitals? Yeah. Well, the Capital logo doesn't fit so well so they're putting it on the other side of the jersey on the right shoulder. That really bothers me.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either a lot. That bothered me. Candidate number 3, the Seattle Seahawks, the Seattle Supersonics are getting a new expansion franchise. And Oklahoma City is giving them all their banners and all their history back, which I respect so much. It just gives me the red ass that the Indianapolis Colts still have all the Baltimore Colts stuff.
Mayflower trucks.
84. Good for you. Candidate number 4, Alex Cintrone, former shortstop journeyman, if you will, who may or may not have had my hands on his upper thighs at some point. He played for the Orioles when I was working. Yeah. I'm a physical therapist. Normal, anyways.
Isn't that Hippanonymous right there?
A little bit. He got tossed from a game the other day where he's the hitting coach, I think, for the Astros. I had to look his numbers up. He had a -2 WAR. Now he's a platoon player and only played the good part of like one season, and he was a 275 lifetime hitter, which was mostly propped up by one season of batting 300 something, which you have to assume he was on all the steroids. He was a piss. How does that guy get to be a hitting coach? He couldn't hit.
I don't know, but I'm using my grid as soon as I can. Alex Cintrone, shortstop. Did he play anything else?
No, shortstop, but he played for a ton of teams like the Diamondbacks, the White Sox, the Orioles. It's a very rare one. Did you hear that?
I had a great rarity today. He used 2 black and white guys.
Black and white guys?
Yeah, the old pictures. Zach Wheat.
You're talking about Brooks and Frank Robinson?
Pretty much. Zach Wheat and Pie Trainer. You know who Pie Trainer is?
No.
Apparently, he's Jason Bliss's great uncle. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Word reruns.
Okay, well, that's the guy.
Oh my God, way better looking than Bliss.
And 1% used them. Just me, I guess. Bliss. Kenta Maeda used them.
Tupperware filed for Chapter 11. If there ever was a company that was the original multi-level marketing, get your friends, sell Tupperware. Hey, how about I buy this other brand that's just plastic with a little thing? Didn't that seem like the dumbest fucking company ever?
Tell me you're not rock hard for that O's row.
Oh my God.
Zach. Craig Kimbrell, Bobby Bonilla, Melvin Mora. Let's go. That was today.
Cool.
You love it.
What was I just talking about?
Tupperware.
And?
Its competitor, which is just a plastic bowl. I'm so high-functioning ADD, you don't even know. Let's go.
I told you about UFC Noche, where It happened in Sphere. The main event was a guy, Sugar Sean O'Malley,
who is all in on Pie Trainer.
Pretty big as far as like social media and his presence, and they thought he might be the next Conor McGregor. Anyway, the guy lost the fight. He got outpointed. It happens. This is not the first time, but the second time, he is just tweeting nonstop. Actually, I won that fight, and I'll be defending my belt against this other guy next June. And you're going, no, dude, you lost. Like, it's over. Like, he was undefeated, and then he lost, and then he kept on saying he was undefeated, and people had to be like, wait a minute, no.
You pulled the Trump. Go tell him you won.
That's essentially what happened.
Yeah, make them. The burden of proof is now on them to prove you didn't, except in this case is a fight, so you can see they didn't.
Some university, I think it was in Washington, possibly Seattle, is doing a study where they have built tiny treadmills to see how fruit flies walk. The fruit flies land on these treadmills, and they're studying the gait of them.
How tiny is this thing? What are they trying to prove? Like, what's the goal?
This made the national news. I'm going like,
wait. So when they finally get their answer, fruit flies walk like this. Then what? Cool.
You know what I took from it? Do you know how long they have to wait for the flies to land on the treadmill? Then you start the treadmill. There's no way they're going to just be like, oh, just getting some exercise.
You know my take for it? You know how easy it is to become a scientist?
Second
time. What are they doing?
Ufologists, fruit flies.
Exactly. Yeah, those guys. It's anything. Does a scientist make money? What does a fruit flyologist make?
A fruit flyologist.
Yeah, what is he making?
More than you.
I hope not.
I'm afraid this one's going to win, but I saw online, Rory McIlroy was married, now divorced. His ex-wife is complaining that the reason they got divorced was he golfed too much.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? You married a golfer. What did you think it was?
That's what he does, but good, golf over women.
If you marry me and you complain that I'm just being too awesome all the time, that's a you problem.
Oh my God, this guy. That's bad, but I'm not sure it's beating fruit flyologist.
Did you see Shohei Ohtani hit the, 50-50, 60, whatever the hell he did?
He hit the 50-50.
One guy almost gets the ball. Then it's a mad dash, and some asshole actually came up with the ball. Dodgers offered $300,000. The guy turned it down.
What is he going to do with it?
For a baseball, $300,000 is life-changing money to 99% of the world.
I would turn it down too. Any asshole willing to pay $300
will pay
clearly pay $5. What are we doing here?
Where do you stop then? If they offer $3, where do you finally go? Because then if they're willing to offer $5, they're willing to offer $6.
Wherever they finally say, no. Then I crawl back. I stop where they stop. I saw like a baseball, but I do have terms. I am going to be the one to, before the game, go out and make it all about me and give it to Shohei. I want the picture. I want the to-do. We're going to have a scene here.
Meanwhile, at the baseball game, there were like 4 first pitches. And
this is insufferable.
There's so many. It used to be one asshole throws the ball and let's go.
I throw that ball to him. That's
good.
Yeah. That's how I give it back to him. I am going to make them earn this too.
I hope that you settle in on a number and then you give your demands and then they go, actually, we're going to take it down 50K. And you're like, actually, you're not getting the ball.
No, even if they take it down 50K, if I get to do the spectacle, my whole to do, we may take a lap. I don't care. Let's go.
Oh, if that's what's happening and they're taking I am now relish in the hot dog race. I am calling the game. It's me and Michael K upstairs.
Calling the game is good.
Right?
Nobody's clearly willing to throw money around. He gave his gambling buddy $1 bajillion. What's the difference?
I'm with you. Last night, Monday Night Football, you know how they show the teams walking in as they're building up the pregame? Well, Josh Allen, with his headphones, goes through the metal detector going into whatever the Buffalo Stadium is, and you see the thing go off because he clearly has metal on him. He walks right in. He smiles. What's the point of those things? Hey, I have an idea if I want to blow up a stadium. All I have to do is be super tall, go to a college, go play in the NFL, and this is the way you blow up people. Because if you're the star of the team, they don't give a shit if you're set off the metal detectors.
We could write it. Essentially, it's The Last Boy Scout meets Die Hard meets Necessary Roughness. It meets Face Off. We could write it. If this was the 80s and we had a mountain to blow, Simpson and Bruckheimer would produce it.
And Harvey Weinstein only seen on Me Too
TV. Exactly.
Let's get to the top bronze level candidates.
It's Me Too TV, number 2, right?
Yeah, because it has to be like MTV2,
exactly.
but we all know what it means.
Yeah, it's so good.
Get
a Jew harp.
How you didn't bring this up, I don't get it. The North Carolina governor, who's Republican governor candidate in North Carolina, who got in all the trouble for his comments made on a porn site.
I didn't really know where to go with it.
Mr. Mark Robinson. Well, the details in the fine print is where it's at, because I thought I was pretty hip to the internet. I did not know that there is a very popular website called Nude Africa. Where
that's the best part. Nude Africa. Like, I am not hip to their oeuvre.
Where he came up with his name to be Mini Soldier. Now, he didn't put the E in Soldier, but he wrote Mini Soldier was his name, which I don't know if I want my name on a
guy. Yeah,
right. And that's kind of weird.
Like Maximum Soldier, or like
the best part that this guy is denying the whole thing, which I guess you really can't fall on the sword and say it, but he's calling it a high-tech lynching. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, he went for it. I mean, that doesn't find Nude Africa.
But some of these he's on every tranny site. He's doing all this stuff. He's going on, like, Zach, at any point have you ever just been like typing with one hand? Like, what is this guy doing?
Oh, he's typing with one hand because the other hand is busy.
Yeah, the other hand's giving a peace sign. I get it.
No, what a pull. There you go.
Flicking a cigarette. I can keep going. Anyway, this guy is somehow he might save his political career, but it's really, really weird.
You know why? Because he's a Republican. Democrat, he'd have been gone. Franken was gone for the honka. Like, gone. Republicans can do almost anything. It's definitely the dark side. Like, you're essentially Darth Vader.
Come to the dark side.
Exactly. Like, there's not a lot of rules, not a lot of things they can't do.
Silver medal. Did you follow the Boar's Head drama over the summer that they were just killing people? I think it's listeria, but okay.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know that most of the listeria was in a product called liverwurst, which they've remedied the liverwurst problem, but now discontinued liverwurst? So you're telling me all the people for all the years eating liverwurst, I don't get it.
Roll the dice. Where would liverwurst rank on your meats? If you were to give a sandwich, how far down the list?
It's at the bottom, tied with tongue.
I think it's above tongue. Maybe. I think tongue is fuzzy. I've never had it. I heard it's delicious. I'm not gonna ever find out.
My bubby loves it. Yeah.
Heitzy? Tongue?
Yeah, like some tongue.
Likes to get the tongue. There you go. Ugh. God. Did you pop out the dentures and give the tongue just? I don't get it. I don't get any of that. That liverwurst and tongue.
I don't get that it's been unsafe for this many years and now they're just done with it. It seems very strange.
I don't know.
But the gold medal candidate, which, okay. I've had my issues in several fantasy football, fantasy baseball. Every now and there's a discrepancy over things. But the fact that there was not once, but twice, a gentleman in Philadelphia who called in a bomb threat because of a fantasy football dispute. One of them was because the guy was going abroad to Norway. He called in a bomb threat to Norway. This time at the University of Iowa, the Hawkeyes, he called in a bomb threat there over fantasy football.
Meaning what?
Philadelphia, he's arrested, which means they can't show his face. He's going to pay a
But what was his demand?
They won't. There's no demand as much as the guy pissed them off over something, which they're not releasing. But does it matter?
Might.
Name a fantasy football thing that's ever happened that makes you go. Like, if it's collusion, if it's I gotta just quit the league. I'm not doing it.
Me, you in the finals, and you're losing, and you could get out of it a bomb threat.
Wait. Not a bomb threat to the players. We've joked about that on our fantasy football teams years. Another asshole in the league who was traveling abroad, he called a bomb threat there. Then the guy goes to the University of Iowa. He called in a bomb threat to one of his classes just to fuck with the guy.
Respect. No, game recognizes game.
He's looking at $250K penalty, 3 years in prison, and a lot of community service. This seems stupid.
So, we called Jake Peavy once after a bad game, and I think he picked up, and we got scared and we hung up.
Next week on BYD.
Yeah, he was young then. It was before he was famous.
Medium or extra large shirt, hockey jersey has the captain on the right side. Oklahoma City giving the banners back to Seattle, although the Colts.
Great.
Yeah. Alex Sintrone is the hitting coach of the Astros drives me crazy.
Crazy.
Tupperware files for Chapter 11. Didn't see that one coming. With Sean O'Malley being a little bit of a poor sport. Dude, you lost. Get over it. Tiny treadmills to study fruit flies. Rory's ex-wife mad that she married a golfer and he golfs too much. $300K for the Shohei ball. No, thank you. Josh Allen goes through a metal detector with all the metal. Candidates porn comments. His name is Mark Robinson, by the way. Boarhead gets rid of liverwurst and fantasy football. Bomb threats called in. Who is the Pishadoo of the week? Zach.
Anyone studying fruit flies on a treadmill. Anyone who has any care for this data also is a Pishadoo. Like, what do you do with the data?
You put it in JAMA and go
and
for it.
Why fruit flies? Why not black flies or tsetse flies? I can't say tsetse.
Are they really tsetse flies? Like tsetse?
Tsetse fly. Yeah, they bite you and you die in Africa.
I think
not nude Africa, regular Africa.
Booze your dad of the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing this. Zach, next week, baseball playoffs start. Want to do a bet? Whichever team gives up more runs?
Well, mine might not make it, so.
Oh, I'll take that. Whichever team gives up more earned runs.
If my team makes it, sure.
We out.
All right. Bye-bye.